Matt Armstrong just sat down for one of the most candid interviews he's ever given. And what he revealed about his relationship with Bugatti CEO Mate Rimac is not what the internet has led you to believe. For months, the online narrative has been simple. Matt Armstrong is at war with Bugatti. Mate Rimac publicly said the Chiron couldn't be split in half. Matt split it in half anyway. Bugatti refuses to sell parts. Matt keeps building. It looks like a David versus Goliath story. A guy in a garage embarrassing one of the most prestigious car manufacturers on the planet. But according to Matt himself, that story is almost entirely a product of the internet.
Bugatti sue you for your Chiron rebuild?
Hopefully
it's
not.
Coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
How can they sue him though?
It's coming.
But why? What's he doing wrong?
I think at any opportunity they might.
I mean, you've had a letter or two, obviously.
No letters. Just like online stuff. That's pretty much it. But actually, I've
what
not
do you mean
had
by online stuff?
Do you know, like me and Matty Rimac have spoken online. This is the crazy thing that I think is what's happened. I think it's become like a Lionel Messi Ronaldo situation where, do you know, like those two are probably mates and they probably got on like well. And it's the same with like me and Matty. Like we both like cars, we're both into cars, we're both like supercars, hypercars, whatever. And we've spoken before and we've got like all mutual friends and everything like that.
The reality is far more nuanced and honestly, far more interesting. Let's start with the relationship itself, because this is where everything shifts. When asked about the possibility of Bugatti taking legal action against him, Matt didn't panic. He didn't get defensive. Instead, he laughed, acknowledged it was a real possibility, and then said something that reframes this entire situation. He compared himself and Mate Rimac to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Think about what that comparison actually means. Messi and Ronaldo spent over a decade portrayed as bitter enemies. Two men locked in a rivalry so intense it defined an entire era of football. And yet, by most accounts, the two respected each other deeply. The media needed a war. The fans needed sides to pick. But behind the scenes, two professionals who understood each other better than anyone else could, because they were operating at the same level. Matt believes his situation with Mate Rimac follows the same pattern. They have mutual friends. They've spoken directly online. They're both passionate about cars at a fundamental level, not just as products or status symbols, but as engineering achievements. There's no genuine personal animosity between them. What there is, Matt argues, is corporate pressure forcing a public posture that doesn't reflect private reality. That distinction matters enormously for understanding everything that came after. So how did a business disagreement become one of the most viral automotive stories of the past few years? Matt explains it clearly, and once you hear it, the whole timeline makes sense. Mate Rimac made a video responding to Matt's Chiron rebuild project. In that video, he made comments about the feasibility and safety of what Matt was attempting, including the claim that the car couldn't simply be split in half. Matt then proceeded to split it in half. The internet took those two moments, clipped them together, and the result was a meme that made Bugatti look completely out of touch.
Videos are going out, and then like Matty made this kind of like response video, and then the internet took that, and this meme's come out, that meme's come out, this clip's come out, so it looks way worse than what it is. You know, like, I'll see a clip of saying like, Bugatti said that they can't split this car in half, and then like it'll clip me like splitting it in half, and then it'll be like, oh, Bugatti got owned. You know, like, you know,
people just stirring
it's making it worse. It's like, that's not come out of my mouth. Yeah. Like I have said, yes, Matty told us that we weren't able to do it in a garage, and this, that, and the other, and we were able to do it. Like, I feel like he should know that's like the content game in a way.
Here's what Matt is at pains to clarify. He never framed it that way. He wasn't making content designed to humiliate Bugatti. He was documenting his build. He noted that Mate had said it couldn't be done in a garage, and then showed that it could be done. The Bugatti got owned framing came entirely from the internet, from clips cut out of context and spread by people who had no stake in the actual story. Matt's reflection on this is generous, actually. He acknowledges that Mate Rimac should have understood the content landscape well enough to anticipate this. A detailed public response video was always going to get weaponized. In Matt's view, the smarter response would have been short and simple: acknowledge the safety concerns, decline to support the build, wish the team luck, and move on. Instead, the detailed response gave the internet exactly what it needed to manufacture a rivalry. Now here's the part of the story that completely reframes Bugatti's position. And it's the detail that Matt revealed which changes everything.
Originally, Matty sent me a message saying if I buy that car, he'll sort me out the parts for it and we'll work out from there. So I had his word originally from the start. Alex had the same thing. Okay, he'll get his parts for it. I think what's genuinely happened is we've got the car and he's then gone to Bugatti and gone, the lads have bought the car, I need to get this part, this part, this part. Someone there, which is Porsche side or Bugatti side, have said absolutely no chance. Matty has had to go back on his word and say, okay, we can't give you the parts, and then had to stand by it because there's somebody else talking, not necessarily above him.
Before any of the drama, before the videos, the memes, the public back and forth, Mate Rimac privately messaged Matt and told him that if he bought the crashed Chiron, he would sort out the parts. He gave his word. Alex G received the same assurance. The deal was simple: buy the car, and Bugatti would work with them on sourcing what they needed to rebuild it. Matt and Alex bought the car on that basis. What happened next, Matt believes, is that Mate went back to Bugatti, or more specifically, to the people above him in the Volkswagen Group ownership structure, and asked for the parts. And someone, whether on the Porsche side or within Bugatti's corporate hierarchy, said absolutely not. Mate Rimac, who had given his personal word, was then forced to go back on it. He had to publicly reverse a private promise because the decision was no longer his to make. This is the core of the entire situation. Mate Rimac didn't wake up one day and decide to make Matt's life difficult. He was overruled. And once the corporate position was set, he had no choice but to stand behind it publicly, regardless of what he'd privately committed to. That context makes the response video look very different. It wasn't Mate Rimac enthusiastically going to war with a YouTube builder. It was a man executing a corporate position he may not have fully chosen, in a way that unfortunately handed the internet a narrative on a silver platter. Then came the $600,000 offer, and this is where Bugatti's strategy becomes genuinely transparent. After refusing to sell parts, Bugatti offered to rebuild Alex's Chiron themselves for $600,000. On the surface, that sounds almost reasonable for a car of that value. But Matt immediately understood what was actually being proposed. Get the car into Bugatti's facility. Set an attractive opening price. Then begin the teardown. As unexpected damage is discovered, and there will always be unexpected damage in a crashed hypercar, costs escalate. Scope expands. The customer, now with their car in pieces inside a factory in another country, has no leverage. The $600,000 becomes $800,000, then more. Bugatti controls the car, controls the timeline, controls the final bill. Alex saw it the same way and turned it down. But then he went further. He made the offer public. And according to Matt, that's what really caused the temperature to rise. Think about it from Bugatti's perspective. They have customers paying $20,000 for routine servicing, and now there's a public record of them offering a full rebuild on a total Chiron for $600,000. That's an uncomfortable number for Bugatti's service department to explain. Alex exposing that figure caused real internal frustration, and it showed. Matt's position on the parts issue is, when you lay it out plainly, extremely difficult to argue against. He has offered to sign a liability waiver. He's willing to put in writing that Bugatti bears zero responsibility for anything that happens as a result of the repair. The car's warranty is already void, that ship sailed the moment it was written off. Bugatti has no legal exposure here. They have no safety obligation to a customer who is explicitly and formally releasing them from all liability. So what legitimate reason remains for refusing to sell parts to a legal owner of a vehicle? Matt's answer is the one that cuts through everything: control. Bugatti's business model around service and repair depends on maintaining a monopoly. If independent specialists, people like the technicians Matt has worked with throughout this build, can repair and restore these cars to factory standard or better, then Bugatti's sealed unit philosophy stops being a technical necessity and starts looking like a revenue protection strategy. And Matt's videos make that case simply by existing. When you watch him and his team strip a Chiron down to its components, you see what's actually inside. You see where the Volkswagen Group parts bin begins and ends. You see where the genuine Bugatti engineering lives, and where the premium pricing is attached to branding as much as substance. That's not an attack, it's documentation. But for a company selling exclusivity at that level, documentation can be more threatening than any direct criticism. So where does this actually leave things? Matt Armstrong and Mate Rimac are not enemies. They are two people who share a genuine passion for exceptional cars, who have mutual connections, who have spoken directly, and who have ended up on opposite sides of a corporate dispute neither of them fully controls. The internet took that situation, added drama, stripped context, and built a rivalry that serves the algorithm far better than the truth does. The truth is messier and more human. A private promise was made in good faith and then reversed under corporate pressure. A response video was made that gave the internet more ammunition than it needed. An offer to rebuild the car was structured in a way that would have shifted all control to the manufacturer. And through all of it, the actual question, why won't Bugatti sell parts to the legal owner of a vehicle who is willing to accept full liability, has never received a satisfying answer. Because there isn't one. Not a legitimate one. Matt Armstrong is still building the Chiron. The relationship between him and Mate Rimac remains complicated, shaped by forces bigger than either of them. And the most honest thing Matt said in the entire interview might be this. At its core, this was never really about the car. It's about who gets to decide what happens to it, and who profits when something goes wrong. That's the question Bugatti still hasn't answered. And until they do, Matt will keep building.